Okay, so let's jump right into this, because the title alone probably has you thinking, wait, what? Marry the person you'd want to be divorced from? I mean, who thinks about divorce when they're planning a marriage? It sounds totally backwards, right? But in this explainer, we're going to unpack why this might be the single best test of a partner's character. And it has nothing to do with the good times. It's all about imagining the absolute worst. So, first things first, let's talk about how we usually do this. When you're trying to figure out if someone's the one, we all kind of have this mental checklist we run through. And yeah, that checklist probably looks something like this. Do they make you laugh? Do you like the same stuff? Is there that physical spark? Do they have their life together? A decent job? And look, these are all great things. They're absolutely important. They're the foundation of a lot of great relationships. And, well, they're what make the good times good. But what if that's not the whole story? What if focusing on all that positive stuff actually makes us miss the most important thing about who someone really is? What if the real test, the one that truly matters, is something we never even think to ask? And that's where this totally different way of looking at things comes in. It's this counterintuitive test. And I'll admit, on the surface, it sounds super pessimistic. But stick with me here, because it might just be the most revealing question you could ever ask about a partner. Okay, so here's the thing. The real test isn't how they treat you when everything is great. I mean, come on. It's easy to be charming and fun and kind when you're in love and things are going your way. That's the easy part. But that's not the full picture of who they are. It's who you'd want to be divorced from. And there it is. That's the question. If it all went south, if everything fell apart, is this the person you'd want to be dealing with? Now, this isn't about planning to fail. Not at all. It's about trying to figure out who someone really is when they're put under the worst kind of pressure. So why does this weird, kind of negative test work so well? Well, it's because it helps us see behind a mask. A mask that, let's be honest, we all wear, especially when we're trying to impress someone in a new relationship. There's actually a name for this. It's called the incentive front. It's that completely natural instinct to put the best version of yourself forward. You're a little more patient, a little more agreeable, a little more charming, because you've got a huge incentive, right? You want this person to like you, to love you, and to stick around. So how do we see what's behind that front? Well, think about what happens when a relationship ends. Suddenly, that whole incentive to be on your best behavior, it just vanishes. Poof! There's nothing left to gain by being nice. And that is the moment, when the mask comes off, that you see what a person is really made of. It's really only at that point that we get what you could call a truly complete picture of who they are. It's the unedited version, no performance. It's just the raw truth of their character, especially when they have absolutely nothing to lose by showing their worst side. So what does that complete picture actually look like in practice? Well, when that incentive front is gone, people tend to go down one of two very, very different paths. And you can really see the split here. On one side, you've got what we could call the appallingly immature. This person gets vengeful, even cruel. They'll use secrets you shared with them as weapons. It's all about winning the breakup, and they don't care about your dignity. Really, it's because they just can't handle their own pain. But then, on the other side, you have someone with hope-inducing decency. Even though they're hurting too, they stay fair, they're respectful, they honor the history you had together, they keep your secrets safe. Their goal is to make sure everyone can walk away with their dignity intact, because they can feel their own pain without needing to inflict more on you. It's a huge difference. Okay, so let's tie this all together. Why is thinking about a hypothetical, terrible ending so important for building a real successful beginning? I know. It's so easy to hear this and just think, wow, that is the most pessimistic, cynical take on love I've ever heard. But it's really not. In fact, it's the total opposite. See, this isn't about expecting a breakup. It's about looking for something much deeper. Integrity. Real, solid, unshakable integrity. It's about seeing past the easy charm and finding out if this person is, at their very core, a good, decent, and fair human being. Because think about it, kindness when things are easy, that's easy. Anyone can be kind when it costs them nothing. But kindness when it's hard, that's the only kindness that really lasts. Kindness when someone is hurting, when they're angry, when they have literally zero to gain by being decent. That is the kindness you can actually trust. That's what reveals true character, and that is the foundation you want to build a life on. So, in the end, the most important question isn't, do we have the same hobbies? Or even, do they make me laugh? It's this one simple, powerful question. Who is your partner when they have absolutely nothing left to lose? Because whoever that person is, that's who you're really with.